Welcome to another episode of Ask a Photo Pro. Today we are getting into some real photo reviews. We got a special early time happening today because I got a gig later on today and I can't podcast at 6. So I'm podcasting right now, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time if you're watching live, which is 7 p.m. in the UK. It is 8 p.m. in South Africa. It is 9 p.m. in Kiev. Wherever your guys are in the world, glad you're here. Thank you, thank you. We're about to pop open the Discord and look at some photos for review. Let us see who is looking to have some photos looked at. Hopefully you're having a good day. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching after the fact, hope you're having a good day. All right, let's get into our next submission. Andrew says, just some random fun from a model training and photo session. Worked around a large white house to get some lovely reflective light. Once the sun went down a bit more, we moved to the other side of the road where the same house provided a large shaded softbox area to work in. This is really, really great. Let's have a look here. This is the first shot from Andrew. Andrew, this is really lovely. Really lovely. I want you to watch your focus and make sure. What's up, Mitch? Glad you're here. What's up, Kura? What's up, Advocate? Glad you're here, guys. What I want you to make sure that you're watching is the focus here, right on the eyes. What we're trying to do is focus on between the white and the colored part of the eye. You can see there's just a little bit of motion blur here. Just feels a little bit soft. It's fine, but we're really like at this level, it looks okay, but I feel like the focus could be a little bit sharper. The next thing that I'm going to say is the gutter, which is the middle of the page. I know that these are likely going to be used on the web, but if you see this way and look at it as a double page spread, you'll see that it goes right through her face. You'll also see that we have her feet here, which we want, but we have all kinds of space here that we could easily have pushed her over here, which would have dropped the gutter right here. And also, if you had hit yourself around this way, you're getting more of a vertical headshot. And if you go this way, you're actually seeing more of her body. I do like where you chose. I just think that I would push her more that way. This is a good shot, though. I like it. Just let's work on the focus. Let's look at the next. I'm going to save the last shot that has the BTS. You also included some behind the scenes details, so I want to make sure that I can show that. This next shot, this is great. Again, I want you to be really watching your focus, Andrew. When I really zoom this picture in, I see the face is just a little bit soft. I'm not sure if you're eye tracking, but it looks like your focus is here. And you have to make sure that you're selecting the eyes and making sure that you're aiming right here between the color and the white of the eye, right there. Because you can see her mouth is out of focus, her nose, and just the top of her hair is out of focus as well. But you see her shoulders here, her neckline are in focus. So when you're shooting with shallow depth of field, in order to get this beautiful bokeh in the background, one thing you have to worry about is making sure you're really nailing the focus. And if you're shooting anything less than 2.8, it's really hard to get the focus, and the slightest movement is out of focus. So especially if you're not shooting with eye tracking. Also, this lovely girl has really chapped lips, so that's something that you have to watch, is make sure that you're have her put a little something on her lips, or you have to retouch out that little area right there, because that's dry skin. Small details, but again, I'm an obsessive guy when it comes to not only my own photography, but when I'm doing photo reviews. Hey, we're going to do these clockwise. Let's look at another one. Yeah, this is closer with the focus, but still, Andrew, I'm seeing, I'm seeing if I'm looking at this girl's eyes, I'm needing this to be tack sharp, eyebrows, needing this here, her eyelashes. I need to be able to count her eyelashes. That's not exactly tack. What's up, Aiden? Glad you're here. But if we look in here on the shirt, you can see the detail here on the shirt, here on the collar, and down here in the fabric is all quite sharp. So that tells you that this picture is just a little bit out of focus. I love the double page, but again, you've dropped her right in the center. So because she's right in the center, this is the gutter, or 2 pages in a magazine. It's super easy to just push her here. Just move her over. You still get the road, you still get the scene, you still get everything that you're trying to show. This road, this sky up here, this arch, you're just moving her this way until she's right here would be her edge. And then you have basically her focused in the center of one half of the page. Still works for the web, but if it's going in a yearbook, if it's going in a double page spread in a magazine, it just really works. The fluidity of her moving forward, I love how her legs are. I like her body language, her expression. It's all right on the button. The only thing that we're missing is just focus. When she's moving, you have to make sure that you're using eye tracking and servo. And if you don't have a camera that does eye tracking and servo, nailing the focus when someone is moving is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. Let's look at another. All right. Yeah, to me, this one now is a lot closer with the focus. I'm now starting to question what lens you're shooting with. If you're shooting with a lens that's actually like a high quality zoom, or is it, I mean, by the look of how wide the aperture is, it looks like it's a high quality zoom. I'm just not sure why you're missing the focus. Like, because it's like not tack sharp, and it's almost consistently the same amount out of focus with every picture. It makes me think that there's something wrong with your camera, but or the lens combination. Still, Mitch asked a really valuable question. How important is it to avoid the gutter when you know it's not going in a magazine? Well, number one, the reason that it's important is because, like, the most basic composition is pass a person a camera, they hold it horizontally. I have my camera right here. Pass anybody a camera, they hold it horizontally, they put the subject right in the center, they take the picture. There's nothing original or exciting about a horizontal photo with the subject dead center and tons of space on either side. You know, you need to bias your subject on the left, bias your subject on the right to force a person's eye to go through the picture. Or you shoot vertical. People are vertical. People are up and down. So when we're shooting photographs like this, if it is the final result is going to be a horizontal picture for the web, then you bias that person offset. You offset that person here, if that's the case, because then the gutter is here and you put the person halfway on that page. Like, it's still, you're bringing the person's eye now through the picture to the subject. Dropping someone right in the center, it's like, obviously it's one way to do composition, but for film and cinematography, yes, it works. For photography, I think it's boring. And I think that because it's boring, people aren't going to look at your photographs long enough. If you shoot them vertical, then it feels like a cover. It feels like the cover of a magazine. And you can see if this was a cover, that's one side of the frame, that's the other side of the frame. And now it's a vertical. So again, for me, I think that if you had to shoot this horizontal, it has to be horizontal because the horizontal is going to be the final activation. Then you bias one side or the other. If there's no final activation, it can be anything. You shoot this picture because you can see it goes up, down, and you can see the rest of her boots. You know, you could almost shoot it full length, 3/4, headshot. There's so many different options for photos here. All right. Let's look at a couple more from Mitch. Posing is such a thing that it really is. It's an art. And again, I have this book from Coco Rocha called Study of Pose that Julie bought for me. So because there's like over 1,000 poses in this book, you really learn like this kind of a shot where she's sitting on the edge. She's holding her shorts like this, holding her shorts. I'm not sure if it's a thing because of her age. Like her age looks like she's too close to 18. So then you shooting her holding her shorts like that for me is no bueno. I would also try to shoot her straight on. And again, if she is like of age, it just still like looks a little off with her trying to be sexy. Having her sitting like this just makes it look a little bit boxy. It makes her body look a little bit boxy, like this area right here. We lose her shoulders, we lose her shape just a little bit. Her legs look okay, but this bottom area looks super boxy and this looks boxy. So shooting girls sitting, it's very difficult to get the right body language. This girl's super tall. I would have her like Superwoman, legs wide, and then her hands on her hips. You know what I mean? So she's like Power Woman, where she's got her hands on her hips. I hate this little white dust that I get on me. Hands on her hips like this. You know what I mean? And she's like legs wide and looking at camera, being like a boss. Like I would kind of go that route. Superwoman. All right, let's have a look at, I do believe, your last photo. So this shows exactly where Andrew shot this photo. This is Andrew here. He's showing how the light is hitting back here, but she's in shade. And because she's in shade, he gets this beautiful exposure. It's like shooting in shade is the way to go. I shoot in shade 90% of the time when I'm shooting outside. I'd like to know what this lens is because I think that this lens is a little soft. Perfect. And if your camera is at 1.4 and that's wide open, don't shoot at 1.4. Like 1.4 is not the sharpest aperture on a 1.4 lens. It's likely f2.5 or 2.8 will be the sharpest lens, the sharpest aperture on this lens. The fact like you're shooting at 1.4, there's just no tolerance for focus. Like you take a breath and you're missing it. And because of that, and because you shot at 1.4, you miss the focus on all of these photos. So never shoot wide open, especially on lenses like this. You got to go like 1.5 stops. Closed down is the sharpest aperture, and it's still gonna give you the same bokeh. There's almost no difference. I hope that helps you, Andrew. It's a little photo review for our man Andrew, all the way from South Africa. All right, let's get our next Ludo. All right, Ludo. Let's see what Ludo's got for us. Some street photography. Ludo says, just the submissions. There is no words from Ludo. I really love this. This is New York. I love the movement. I really do love the movement, Ludo. I'm wondering, I'm going to hide my picture myself so you can see this full photo. I'm wondering if this big brown hydro box is too much. I'm wondering if this photo would be stronger if that wasn't in here, meaning that you just step around this way and shoot and get this visual more. I do like the architecture, the buildings. There's tons of branding here, and I love the movement. The movement going both ways is really great. It's a strong picture. I feel like this to me is a little distracting. Even if I was to do like a little custom cropping here and show you what this picture would look like with that out of the photo. I mean, I feel like I'm cropping this picture too much, but just to give you an idea, let's go. Just to give you an idea, you see that I think that this is a little bit stronger. And again, it's just a little bit of a punch in. Just a little bit of a punch in. Yes or yes? First shot from Ludo. I like it. I like it, and I like the movement. I think the movement is great. Let's see what else you got in store for us here, Ludo. All right. That's picture one. We're going to go clockwise. This is cool. The color balance is a little bit off. Color balance is a little bit off because of this mixed light situation. This is a situation where you have light from these monitors. You have these individual hot lights coming up here. You have tons of mixed light, and the light that's coming down on these subjects are really top down. So just in general, I see that you saw an interesting shot, but the light is not flattering. And the color balance isn't flattering because it's really difficult to grab a white in here and make the color balance proper. What I would do in this situation for sure is make this picture black and white. Like, for sure. I would make this picture black and white just to remove the factor of the color balance. I'd take down the brightness of this monitor, and I would see what I could do with the shadows on her face. Is this a picture that's strong enough for you to be putting in that much effort? I don't know. I think that I've seen stronger photos from you, Ludo. Let's look at his third one. Very, very funny t-shirt. Very funny t-shirt. I want to watch your... Let's go, Tony. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for subscribing. I want to make sure that you're not going too far with your color. You can see in here, I think it's almost like a shadow highlight thing, or there's something that you're doing in the processing that is pushing it's pushing the skin. Like, you can see the contrast that's happening in here. It's almost like you're either using highlight or shadow or both. I know that you just signed up. Did you just sign up with the mentorship program? I would love to talk to you, Ludo, a little bit more about processing, because I feel like the processing here, it's really tricky because this is mixed light. So you're shooting her in both sun, where she's getting hit with sun, and shade, where her face is in shade, her shoulder is in shade. So getting the exposure here and getting the exposure here is really difficult. Let's go, Matthias. Thank you for the super sticker, my guy. Let's go. Let's go, Matthias. I appreciate you. That's really nice of you. So that's what I think. I think in this situation, I know it's street photography.
Super chat.
You saw. Let's go, Matthias. Thank you, my guy. I know that you saw a photo, a moment here with this person, but because they're in shadow and light, and all the stuff that's happening back here, this person walking, this person standing right in front, the yellow hits, there's too much busyness happening behind this person, and the light isn't interesting enough for it to warrant, from my perspective, a photo. There's just, unless you're going to ask this person for a photo, put them in the right light and then put them in a place where it's not such a distracting background. It, to me, I see what you were trying to do, but also the processing. I do want to see what you're doing on in post, because I feel like I want to see like the raw file so I can kind of help you not go too far with your post production. I know you're trying to achieve a look, but it's almost like too contrasty. This is another one where he's in shadow. You can see he's in shadow, but behind is very much highlight. So because he's in shadow, the light on him is amazing. But the highlight in the background, because it's bright, it actually like takes our eye to here. You know, it takes our eye to here. And we're trying to get our eye to go to here. So again, what I would use is the highlight slider. I'd use the highlight slider and try to go in that direction towards minus 100. I don't want to say go to minus 100, but go that way. It's going to maybe bring some of this back. And also less contrast. I think that you're pushing your contrast too far. I think that you're going just a little bit too far with your contrast, because when this goes to print, it's too contrasty to print. You're going to lose so much detail. You have to find that sweet spot with contrast. So when it actually becomes a photo in your photo book, the processing is right. All right. So that's 4 photos from Ludo. Ludo, my favorite is, I love this. This is my favorite. Second is that last portrait. And I know that you shoot amazing portraits. I want you to shoot more of these amazing, deliberate portraits. You can see what this looks like as a cover. I want to see more of this type of photography from you. More deliberate, more asking people for photos. And you can see when you shoot in shade, the light just looks so much nicer than when you're shooting not in shade. Yes? Yes? You guys with me? By the way, welcome. I'm Carty. In case I didn't tell you, I just went right into the photo reviews. That's because why not just get right into the content? I'm a photographer. I've been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years. Been shooting video for 15 years. And yeah, I'm a working professional photographer. I do this show, Ask a Photo Pro, Tuesdays and Thursdays in order to help you, the emerging photographer, get your work to the next level. This is a members only chat. I also have to give cool perks to the people who choose to join, like having their photos reviewed. Everybody who I'm reviewing their photos right now are members of the channel. All right, let's go. Alice tried some astro photography. Amazing. So Alice said, I tried some astrophotography when I went camping a couple of weekends ago with my 11mm lens. I think I got some star trails and a shooting star. This is really great. Good job, Alice. Again, the thing that I love is when Vicky puts herself outside of her comfort zone. Look at this photograph. Really, really special, Vicky. Really special. And the 11mm lens is absolutely crazy. I love this shot so much. This is definitely great. You should be thrilled with this picture, Vicky. I'm giving this one an 11. This is fantastic. I like the composition. You know, still you dropped this boat right in the front, and you could have like gone this way just a little bit to push the boat kind of through both of the sides of the frame. I know you are still trying to get through here, which you did. I just would have loved to see more lake, like more down here. But again, this is your first shot. Let's see what else you got. This is your first shot. Let's see what else you got. Oh my God, I'm a rapper and I don't even know it. Wow, this is pretty. I can't really. Wow, there's a little bit of camera shake and a little bit of blur here. It looks like you're looking upwards through the trees, like straight up. Like this is tree line all out here and all down here. Exposure's a little dark, so it's a bit hard to see. You only see the trees here. And because the camera got bumped or shaken or something like that, you can see there's like a little bit of movement. I mean, yes, the stars are trailing. This is probably a shot you did over a long time, but the camera seems to have taken like a little bit of a hit, Vicky, but it's all good. You got another version of that here. This one with a little bit more exposure to show the trailer, to get this satellite going by or this plane. Definitely see the idea. I feel like it's a little distorting because it doesn't give us like any horizon line or any context. I know you're looking right up. Welcome, Derek. Glad you're here, buddy. I know you're looking right up. Matthias, my God, again with the 20. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Matthias, drop in 20 bones again. Thank you, Matthias. I appreciate you, my guy. It's so nice of you, man. Thank you. So Vicky, yeah, I think because you're aiming up at the sky, it's giving us like, it's hard for us to reconcile at quick look what we're looking at. I think if you look at this photo, we know exactly what we're seeing. It feels beautiful, it's mysterious, and we get the stars. Once you went into the aiming directly up at the sky, we lose our orientation. This is just the same frame after, but you can see just a little bit of that camera shake. And it might be that you might have needed to do this one longer to make those star trails more circles, like I think you were trying to do. I think Vicky's got one more for us. Yeah, and this is really strong, Vicky. I love this. And you can see it's really challenging to use. It's really challenging to use the 11 millimeter. The 16 millimeter is also quite difficult. For me, Vicky, the way that it goes is this is your best photo. This is your best photo. I'm going to say this is your 11 out of 10. I like this one a lot. Then I'm going to say this one is your second best photo, which is very similar. You're just a little bit later and you're just pushing up to hide the lake. I really like the lake. I really like this photo. I think this says it all. And I'm ranking this one as your good vibes shot. Good job, Vicky. Thanks for submitting. Do more of that. Do more of this night photography. I like seeing you shoot at night. I want you to add urban exploration with night. I think that that would be really dope. So I hit all 4 of your photos, Vicky, yes? I didn't miss anything, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yes, I see. There's this one photo won't load in the browser. Okay, I see. Yeah, this one again has just a little bit of blur. Just a little bit of blur, like the tripod moved or something. I see what you're trying to do, but it's almost like when you're doing these long exposure shots, Vicky, you have to like weight down your tripod. You for sure have to have a super heavy duty tripod, and like you can't be walking around while you're doing time lapse like this. If you look at Ray Cleveland's time lapses and how absolutely sharp they are and watches behind the scenes, it's like rock solid tripod time lapse. They just turn their camera on and sit in a chair and just wait. So there's no walking around and stuff like that, because the slightest movement just ruins the photo. So I think you did a great job. I still think that those 2 pictures that I called out are your 2 best ones, but thank you for submitting. All right, Ludo's got one more photo. And Ludo, as far as this photo, for me, this is your my favorite. We got Ukrainian colors up here. It's definitely my favorite. The ice cream truck / vendor, the vendor and this guy over here is really great. The movement that's happening with these blurred people, I think, is really great. think is really great. I'm wondering if we could have
Yes,
ended
sir.
the
Yes.
shot for sure, right? Ended the shot here at the tree. Um, right, Aiden? I wonder if we could have ended the shot here at the tree without showing that woman. But still, this is, I think, an absolute 11, and it's, I think, your best photo of the ones that you submitted today. This is a banger. You should be absolutely thrilled, Ludo. Let's go. All right, Ludo with the big submissions. Guys, we have one website review to look at. This is Andrew. Andrew posted his website a little while ago, so I'm just going to take a little quick look through Andrew's photography. Andrew, I love the black and white. I love the black and white. I could definitely help you with this website and just making it feel a little bit more modern. You can see how this guy's suit does the moire effect. As I'm scrolling up and down, you see how his suit is dancing. The photography is good. I think you have to watch exposure, some hot spots in a couple of your photos, contrast in a couple of your other photos. But I do like the collection that you've put together. There is a couple of different genres here, but I like the fact that it's all people photography. I'm not sure about the picture behind the picture, like this picture of this woman back here behind. I think also the photo behind the photo up is that same photo up here. I think that it makes it a little messy. 2023, you want to look at what photographers' websites look like now. Like photographer websites, it's so clean and it's very legible. Like, this is the look and feel, and ignore the color of the black and white, but just like not a photo with like another photo behind it, like that, it's just distracting, and anything that takes away from the main work, and however subtle it is, like, just it, then because you have this picture back there, then you have to put these blocks over top of your galleries, which I think are also, like, it makes it look a little dated. And then the contact forms, again, I would like to see your full name, your business name, your mailing address, your PO box, a phone number to reach you, your written out email address that's clickable. So if I click it, it opens up in the email program of my choice. I just browser based forms when it comes to serious communication with somebody. Like, once they send it here, you reply to them in email. Yes. So forms are irrelevant. And I think, again, just make websites look dated. It makes it look dated. I know that you're in SA, South Africa, but I want this website to feel modern. And it says contact me up here. It says contact us right here. Are you a business, whether your wife or your girlfriend's going to be answering the phone on your behalf, or is it you? The business is just you. The business is just you, then contact me. And then also having this here, contact me, then this makes the whole contact form that you have here irrelevant. So you have some redundancy. There's a whole bunch of things here, Andrew, I think that we could do. I could definitely help you completely rejig this. And yeah, I could definitely help you rejig this and just make it look a little bit more modern. These icons, the email icon, the phone icon, and stuff like that, it just feels too like it's not the right demographic for what you're doing. And it's not modern. We don't need those icons. And also just the layout and how you're laying out this page. We have a photo of a calendar here, but not a photo of you here. So, and then the about Andrew, like I want to learn about you, like a nice write up, the clients that you have, photo, stuff like that. There's like, I made a bunch of content on websites and like things every photographer website needs. I did one recently. If you watch that episode and look at your site and go section by section, you'll see that there's like so many things that you can do in order to make your site just really sing. And the hard thing is before people even get into the work, they're looking at just how the site feels. And for me, it feels just a little dated. Some of the work goes back a little bit too far. So modern work, new stuff, updated constantly. I know you have a ton of black and white here, but maybe there's a color section with your color photography. You know, that's what I would do. Guys, I hope you found today's episode helpful. Those are our photo reviews. Alice, thank you for submitting. Our man Andrew, thank you for submitting. If you want to submit your photos, you have to join the Discord. The Discord is super easy to join. It's in the link of the video that you're watching right now. It's in the show notes. It's on my About page. And also, if you become a member, join your Discord to your YouTube account, then you can have your photos reviewed live like Andrew and Vicky just did. I also give assignments from time to time to help you guys stay sharp. We have an assignment out right now, which is a self-portrait. I'm very interested in seeing what you look like. So if you're watching this right now, how about you do this? How about you submit a self-portrait, whether you're a member or not, and drop it in the selfie drop folder on my Discord. You'll see the folder right here. It is called Selfie Drop. Drop a photo, a self-portrait of yourself. That is the ongoing assignment. We're going to be looking at them on the weekend. I got a big edit to do, and also something, I have a shoot at 6, and now clients calling and saying, Carty, we need these 12 photos and these 5 edits by Friday, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to have to stop broadcasting and go do some work. I appreciate you guys for watching me today on this special time, very special time just for today, because I'm shooting later. Everybody who watched, thank you. If you're watching after the fact, I appreciate you. Know that the hardest part of this photography game is showing up. And also, being a professional photographer is incredibly hard. If it's not taking up all your spare time, you're not putting enough effort in. You'll get better if you show up and shoot photos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. See you on the next one. Appreciate the super chats. Thank you, Matthias. Everybody who watched today, live or after the fact, thank you. If you're stuck, consider my mentorship program. Join the Discord. I've got a great group of people on there. Everybody's helpful. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys appreciate these early streams, I might do more early streams. Maybe I'll do one at 6 and one at 2. We'll see. Leave Discord messages if early streams are your preference. One love, guys. I appreciate you all.